Hi Chokar family. I know you guys have been really excited about seeing some of Shanti's videos, so this is going to be video number 1. There's going to be a couple parts to this one. Right now we're going to be working on our place command. You guys have chosen bed as the command word, but I refer to it as a place command, so just so you are on the same page with me. Everything we're going to want to show her today is going to be on leash. Same thing when you take her home. We want to make sure that if she gets distracted by something and wants to walk away, that she's not reinforcing an unwanted behavior. So everything that we're going to do instructionally here and at your house is going to be on leash. Second, we want everything to be low distraction during the initial learning session. Today's portion is going to be simply showing her what the bed command means. That means all 4 elbows and belly on the ground. And then we're going to slowly start to build a duration into that. We're not going to use the word down, and we're not going to use the word stay. Those are going to be implied when we show her what the command means. So the first portion is going to be all luring. I have her breakfast here with me, so she's going to be working for that this morning. I'm going to lure her into the position that I want. Once she's laid down with all 4 elbows and belly on the ground, then we will pay. She will start to learn that she doesn't get paid unless she is in that position. So we will never have to use down with her. We will never have to use stay. The only command that we're going to be using is bed. For markers, there are going to be 3 different markers that we're going to be using. Our positive marker, I'm going to be using yes to let her know she's done it correctly and she's all done. Our duration marker, I use good as a drop in intonation so she doesn't get excited and break. That means you're doing it correctly, and I want her to keep on doing it. So while she's laying down and continue to stay there, I'm going to use a duration marker. And last but not least is our negative marker. No, at, phooey, whichever you decide, whichever comes more natural to you, and that obviously means you are not doing it correctly. The nice thing about Shanti is she is so smart. She's picking the negative marker up really, really quickly. So if she goes to do something and I say no, she'll think about it. Okay, what am I supposed to be doing? And then go into the position. So she's very, very quick at this. A couple of other things that I want you guys to remember through this process, as well as all of the training that we're going to be doing. We're not going to be repeating our commands over and over and over again. If I'm trying to get her to go to her bed and she's not laying down, I'm not going to say bed, 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 and show. I'm going to say bed 1 time, and then I'm going to show her. Once she knows it, we can say bed, give her a couple seconds, let her think it out. If she's still not making any type of movement or looking like she's paying attention, then we break it up with our negative marker, no, bed. Then we can repeat it. We always want to break up our commands with a negative marker, okay? The reason that we do this is because if I tell her bed 3 times in a row and then I show her, well, and she finally lays down on that 3rd command, well, now we've just created a string of commands, and we have to say bed 3 times every time to make sure she lays down. So the things I want you to pay attention in this video, I'm not going to be putting a whole lot of body language in to lure her. I want her to learn everything simply off of verbal, and I will give a little bit of body language when she needs the help. So for right now, that's the basis of all the instruction. I'm going to go ahead and start the training with her and showing you guys the process. So she's already been working on this a little bit, so it's going to go a little bit quicker here. But this is going to be great for you guys to refer back to when you do these steps at home. So even though she already knows the spot at home, we're going to have to still work this the same way I'm doing now to where we can leave her and where we can send her from a distance and then slowly add distraction. So the first portion of this is showing her what we want. Once we get that down really well, the second portion is going to be slowly adding in distractions. So first I'm going to start with just showing Shanti where I want her to go. Shanti, bed. Once she's on it, I'm going to lure her into a down position. Yes. Make sure you stand all the way back up before you mark and pay. If we only mark and pay in this downward position, then every time we go to stand up, she's going to break. Okay. Good girl. Shanti, bed. Yes. Good. Okay. So remember, my yes marker is you've done it correctly and you're all done. Bed. Good. Nope. Good. Now I'm going to switch to my duration marker because I want to start building her stay while she's here. As she went to get up, I didn't pay her. I said no. Make sure all 4 elbows are on the ground. If she comes up and gets paid, we might think that we're paying her for laying down, but in her mind, she's being paid for coming up. Good. So we reinforce the bed command, bed, and slowly start to move away and come back. Good. Every time you come back, we use our duration marker and pay. Bed. Good. Not once have I used the word stay. Good. I'm teaching her what I want first. Good. Good. Good girl. Okay. Good girl, Shanti. Yeah, that's a good girl. Shanti, bed. Good. So I'm still having her drag her leash, so in case she tries to go away in a different direction, I can prevent her. And I'm starting to allow her to walk forward when I give her the bed command. Good. If you give her the bed command and she starts to make a forward movement, we'll continue to let her do that. And then if she stops and she's like, I don't know if I'm supposed to be going without you, we just help her out a little bit. We eventually want to be able to send her to her bed from any position in the house without having to physically walk there every single time. Good. Okay. So I'm going to give a little bit of a demonstration on that. Shanti, bed. I'm going to walk. As soon as she starts walking, I'm going to let her finish. Good. And then come in. Good girl. Good girl. Okay. Shanti, here. Good girl. Okay, so today we're going to start adding in the distraction of the door and someone coming to the door. So now that we have her down pretty well on understanding what we're asking of her by going to her bed, our next step is to slowly add distractions. We don't want to push her too far, too much in the beginning. We want to make sure that she's very clear on what we want first. So you guys will practice that beginning part several times for the first couple of days and then slowly add more and more distraction. Shanti, bed. Again, everything is going to be on leash. Yeah, good girl. Bed. Start by slowly letting her hear the sounds of the door. Good. Bed. Good. Good. Adding knocks. I have a remote doorbell. There we go. Good. Bed. Now the one thing you are going to really want to practice with her is going to be those high-pitched tones. This is something she has a very hard time maintaining her position on the bed when she starts hearing those, "Hi, how are you? Good to see you," kind of high-pitched tones. She would break multiple times. So I just went through and started practicing, talking like somebody was coming over. "Good to see you." Now she's kind of getting a little bit more desensitized to it, where the first day when we started trying this, every time I started raising my voice, she would get up and break. So we have to see where she is in her training and back it up a little bit. Now she's doing much better. We're going to add the distraction of another person being here as well, not just myself working this. So we'll see how she goes. "Hi, how are you?" Good girl. Bed. Good. Good girl. No. Shanti, bed. Now, as funny as it's going to seem to be talking to yourself at the door, we want to set up these training scenarios, because if we try to train with her in the moment that someone's coming over, or the boys are coming home from school, or Sarjeet is coming home from work, then she's going to fail, because we want to make sure that she understands what we're asking of her first without all of those distractions. So if you're going to be doing your training and having people come over, set it up. Hey, call up a friend. "Hey, I'm going to be training Shanti. Will you come ring the doorbell or come over for a drink and help me with my dog distraction?" "Shanti, bed." "Ah, bed." Good. "Hi, how are you?"
Hey,
Come on in.
how good to see you.
Bed.
Oh,
Come on.
the puppy's so cute.
Shanti, bed.
I'll come back later.
Okay, thank you. Bed. So that was a perfect example. One, why we want her on leash, because as soon as she sees somebody else, she wants to go investigate. So we have the ability to step on the leash, prevent her from reinforcing an unwanted behavior. And she heard me with my high-pitched tones as we've been practicing, but no one else has been there. So this was perfect. Why? At bed. No. Bed. Good girl. This is why we want to set it up with other people and not try to train in the moment when people are coming over. Good girl. Make sure to keep your sessions real short with her. She is still very young. About 15 minutes, 3 times a day, and you guys will be solid at this. Good girl. Okay. Shanti, yep. Yes, good girl. Good girl. Even working a little bit of her recall into that. The other thing that you're going to want to practice is having it reversed. Having her dragging her leash. Then somebody comes and knocks and rings on the doorbell. Then we tell her to go to her bed. Because we're never going to have this set up perfectly where she's on her bed and the doorbell rings. She's most likely going to run to the door when she hears that, or the garage door opening. Shanti, bed. Good. If we condition this enough, bed, she will go to her bed when she hears that doorbell. Reinforce before you open the door, bed. Hi, how are you?
Hey, how you doing?
Good. You want to come on in?
Yeah, great.
Pay no attention to my dog. Bed.
Oh man, she's so cute.
Go ahead and have a seat.
Oh, don't mind if I do.
Bed. Good girl. Ah. Good. So remember, anytime she tries to get up, negative marker, she goes back on her bed. Nope, bed. Now I'm not going to let her off yet because she's way too excited. As soon as she goes over, she's going to be jumping on our guests. This is the way that we can start to control that energy. Have them come over. Don't pay attention to my dog. Don't touch my dog. We're in training. Once she gets to this stage and she's relaxed and her head is down, which she's faking right now, Then we can let her off to go investigate our guests where she's not jumping all over them. And if she starts to get too crazy, nope, back to your bed. Up. Shanti, bed. No, bed. Good girl. Always make sure that you guys are the ones to release her. If she keeps trying to get up, you have to keep putting her back on her bed. Because the one time you say, okay, you've done it well enough 3 out of 4 times, she's gonna learn, I only have to stay there X amount of time and then I can get up. So once she does this, then we can say, okay, Shanti, here. Good girl. Good girl. And now we can let her go investigate our guests. Okay.
Hey, baby.
Good girl.
Now she wants me.
Now all she cares about is me. That's a good girl. Yeah. So make sure you guys keep your sessions nice and short. She's doing awesome. Very happy with this.